read when time has expired. This time, let's start with the Zoom audience.
Thank you, Mayor Ford. Once again, speaking to our Zoom attendees, please use the raise hand icon to make a public comment. The first hand is from Laurie Alderman. You have the floor.
Hold on. Am I on now?
Yes.
Okay. This control game is really silly too about all of this. When you have the code enforcement scandal that you will not acknowledge, we're in our 22nd month of it being going on against George Barich, and then you're doing a retaliatory act aimed at him with this city council rules, saying in the staff report that individuals are disrupting on this item. How is that going to look in front of a judge? You guys, you got to stop making this all about the city's business. It's not. You're not teaching, even treating people with fairness. I just found out from a PRA request, you've also spent another $40,000 on the administrative law judge to go after George. After I know at least of $60,000 that the attorney, Robert Smith, his attorney, has been paid, and that was up to last July. I can't get any information, no PRA requests from. I get the invoices that are sent to Kevin and all the administrative department, but he has not. Robert Smith has not purposely withheld information since for many months now. There's no billings but there's papers. You guys all know this. I sent you emails and everything, and you still won't acknowledge this, and you play this stupid game over control. Well, you're not right. They're not legally right. To do this. You always want everything. It's like you say, the law is the law is the law. Well, you're not. You don't. There's a lot of interpretations of the law, and yours is not always right, and you don't listen to anybody. I guess that's it, because I'm tired. Bye.
Thank you.
Seeing no further hands on Zoom.
Okay, so we'll take comments in the chambers. Mr. Barrett, feel free.
There's an old saying that keeps coming back to me that seems just most relevant. You know, when you're in a hole, stop digging. And I want to remind the council, we, the citizens, have done everything we possibly can to hand you the law on a silver platter, spelling it out using up our time rather than the city attorney's time or Damien's time. Spell out the law, and you just kept violating it. In 2009, the city council and I passed a council member's code of conduct. And we brought it up to the council many times when they've violated the code of conduct. And not one council member has ever been charged by another council member for disorderly conduct or unprofessional conduct or attacking citizens unfairly and so forth. And even the complaints that the citizens have filed against council members were buried. Nothing was done about any of them. At the last two meetings, I just got this feeling that I got all this toxic masculinity from Mr. Ford, and it's just unnecessary, There's a level of decorum and professionalism we all need to strive for. Nobody wants the city to fail. Constructive criticism needs to be encouraged, not browbeaten. And I think with that kind of conduct, I mean, I'm glad you've kind of gotten a hold of yourself tonight, Mr. Ford, but that kind of conduct, it just scares people. You know, I may be presumptuous, but Councilmember Sparks, you know, asked for a recess after the outbursts at the last meeting, and I felt bad. It's just unnecessary to have to do that. These public disturbances and interruptions from the mayor are really legally criminal public disturbances under Criminal Code 403. Nobody wants to see that enforced. Nobody. People just need to get a hold of themselves on this. And if you want more PRA requests, this is exactly the way to do it. Treat people with disrespect, shut them down, raise your voice at them, tell them to sit down, watch a flood of PRA requests come in, okay? Is that what you really want with our budget underwater right now? I think we've learned a lesson. Fascism ends tonight. It ends tonight. Everybody is respected. Secondly, in the minute I have left, thank you, Kevin, for his excellent work too. This building is not earthquake retrofit. It's a danger to each and every one of us, and the staff members have to work in this room. Bless their hearts, okay? We need to move these council chambers that are 100 years old. You can roll a marble down the hallway and it goes sideways, okay? We need to move this over to the community room at the police department, or we need to ask Rohnert Park if they would be so gracious as to give us a Wednesday night over there where we can be in a safe building and pay them a rental charge, or maybe they'll give it to us as a courtesy until this matter is handled. But I would also like to know and ask the question for the city council, if we have authorized this police chief, if he's going to cooperate with ICE when they come to Cotati. Because I understand from my insider sources that they're coming to Cotati. And the public wants to know whether our wonderful police chief is going to cooperate or not, and whether you're going to deny him his power to cooperate. Thank you, folks.
Thank you. Anybody else in the chambers? Go right ahead.
Mr. Ford, I would like to commend you for allowing us to speak on all these items that you have. I think it's way past time. I also understand that as an elected official, I was an elected official in my city, that a lot of times ego gets in the way. I've seen it with a fellow councilman. I've seen it happen regularly in all the other cities I visit. I am an investigative journalist. I report on what happens elsewhere. And I don't want you to feel like this council that you're the Lone Ranger, because you're not. My own council, I had to have the city attorney tell the mayor that I was allowed to speak on public, or not public comment, but on council comments. I said, well, if you say something that I don't like, I should have the ability to respond. And he didn't want to give me that. He had to turn to the city attorney for advice. And she told him, yes, and quoted that Brown Act section I've been quoting to you, any item on the agenda. So I understand that a lot of times people aren't trained, that we get embedded in our egos and say, okay, we don't like this person or we don't like that person, so we're going to make it difficult on them. I think that we're going in the right direction here. We're trying to allow or get public comment to you on items that are of interest to us, that need to be questioned. I don't agree with Mr. Barich on everything that he said tonight. The land acknowledgement, I really don't care. A lot of these things, I can't remember the specific item I was going to comment on, but we don't all sit there and just fall in line. And I think that it's incumbent on you to take information from wherever you can get it and from as many people as you can get it from. And that's all I have. So thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else in the chambers? Okay, we'll close citizens' business and public comment for consent calendar items and move on to the consent calendar. Item 10, is there anybody on council who wishes to pull either of those items? Yes, Councilmember Sparks.
I'd like to pull item 10A, please.
10A, okay. So we're going to move 10A to be the third regular agenda item. Is that all right? 10C. That leaves one item on the consent calendar. Anybody wish to make a motion?
I move,
Move to approve the consent calendar.